Welcome to another fantastic episode of Boxpod.
I can't believe you just started a podcast like that.
No, it's because Joyce is not here. So that you don't ask questions. We need to shock them. We need to surprise them.
Man, it sucks being a celebrity couple. Like, you know, your person cannot just post anything about, you know, another relationship or another couple they've seen, and someone would think that it's not you or it's them. Like, I'm watching a video of Chiki complaining the fact that why is it that men never close doors? Like, if it's a cupboard, if it's a wardrobe, if it's a drawer, you know, you always leave it open. Everybody's seen that video. They just know he's talking about Bien.
Yeah, and that's now you understand why. Even if I date someone for more than 5 minutes, nobody is getting to find out, especially in public. Why? That person can do something there. They're just, you know, they could be seated on a podcast somewhere just going like, yeah, you know, females.
You just think it's you.
Exactly, right? If Arrow Boy goes for an interview and he says, unajua madem, he's talking about Nadia Mukami, right? If Bien goes for an interview and he says, you know, these ladies for nowadays, cheeky. You understand what I mean?
Do you know what? Like our previous episode when I was talking about T-Babes who twerk, do you know like every person that I've ever been with, walishinda wananitumia message. Ati, what are you talking about?
What did you say about twerking?
I said that babes who twerk can only twerk while dancing. Like they don't twerk, you know, behind closed doors.
Oh yeah, I remember. That was very blasphemous what you said. Because look, at the end of the day, whether the girl can twerk or not, right?
I think it...
And they came for you, right?
Yeah.
For saying that they can't twerk.
Yeah, they did.
Well, they can twerk, but the mechi was the problem.
Yeah, they came for me.
Put that as another reason why I would never let anybody know who I'm dating. Because they could be sitting on a podcast somewhere. Yeah.
Nah, but it's easy, man. You know, sometimes... Pinches. If the shoe pinches. Yeah. It's yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
This particular episode, of course, is going to be a bit different because Joyce isn't there. But let me tell you some of the things I've unpacked this week. This July, right? July. So July has been hectic. Kenyans have protested. But we started as the ones who are the protesters, and other countries have joined.
Yeah.
So Uganda was second. So first, let me just say, Kenyans are good at protesting, right? But South Africans were better. Last year, South Africa, we were doing a protest. I can't remember what was the protest, but the turnout, the organization, that's the one Boni went to parliament. He was by himself.
Yeah.
It was just crazy. I think a month later, South Africa was going to Maandamano.
Yeah.
And this is the video at 6 a.m. that was trending in Kenya. And you can see all these masses of people just, hey, shalabam, hey, Maandamano. You know, like they're so organized. And I remember guys saying, yo, Kenyan suck at Maandamano. Fast forward 2024. Pam.
Yeah.
We have upped our game massively, right? So now that I've finished praising us, the masters are South Africa for sure. They're the ones who've taught us. I think they have more experience in protesting than we do. But we've caught up. Then Uganda decided, hey, hand over the baton. They said, shika yo kitu. The day of the protest happened, I think it was 23rd, if I'm not wrong, or last week. It was last week. And people were supposed to turn up.
Yeah.
And this is what it looked like. As you can see, all 5 of them were arrested. All 5 of them were arrested and they were pelekwa kotini. In fact, shout out to Kwamara Blessing, because she shared with me, she said, when we were making fun of them, she said, look, it's because they would end up in court. And they were qualification, man.
Man, it was quite crazy. I remember seeing somebody decided to go Maandamano with their car. Like, I think they were too scared to chomoka their car, thinking that, you know, if you're inside your car, you'd be safe. You know how people, you roll up your window and you actually feel safe.
That's a disguise.
Yeah, and your car is not even doesn't have a bulletproof window.
That's a disguise. That's a person who's just going like, yo, I'll just go. I'll be driving. Yeah. If there's no police in sight, me, myself, I'll get out of the car and I will join them Maandamano. But if I see the police are still hanging out, I'll just drive past them.
Do you know what the police did? They brought a flatbed and they arrested the person in the car.
Bro.
So this guy was on the car and then the car has been chained onto the flatbed. Unaona maze amekanyaga mafuta yake yote. Tuliamba mafuta huko ni cheap. Because ako flat. ako flatbed na maze as in mguu iko kwa accelerator flat out, the tires are turning like smoking and everything. I think he actually thought that, you know, he would accelerate to a point the chains break and then the moti chomokas from the flatbed and how he can hepa. Yani,
wait, that's not what happens when you kanyaga the accident. I've watched enough movies to know that that's how the chain breaks.
It didn't break.
Django Unchained.
Alishinda ako hapo tu hivyo maze.
Bro, that's
gotta love Uganda, man.
Anyway, but also before we judge Uganda and say, yo, these guys didn't turn up, they don't understand Maandamano and all that. Yo, I did the math. I counted. For every one protester, there was 5 police officers. Even before they showed up on the streets, the cops were already there. They were just like, yo, we're waiting for them, you know? Yeah, so Uganda, we'll give you a chance to try again. We're not going to judge you too harshly.
No, but still, I'm looking at the glass half full. You know, if it's for Uganda, like, I'm definitely going to clap
for real.
Yeah, because there was Maandamano in Uganda, and we actually got to see it. We got to talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, they had internet.
You know what I mean?
Like, it's progress.
In fact, this is for Museveni. For not switching off the internet and also not switching off TV. Right? Because our president told us, look, I could have switched off the internet. I could have switched off the TV. I have the powers. But I didn't. So that's East Africa doing its thing. We've gone south, east. Now let's cross over to our brothers and sisters in Nigeria. Because they are saying that life is difficult. So if you think that life in... Where has this accent come from? If you think life in Nigeria is as simple as their music videos, guess again. I just want to remind you, Nigeria is the country that has oil. Nigeria is the country that has the biggest population in Africa.
Yeah.
Right? Nigeria is that country that has some of the most educated people in the world. Right? I mean, if you're looking at graduates in America from African countries, Nigeria leads that by a big number, and it's not because of population. They're also very hardworking. I mean, we've seen what they've done with Afrobeat. So we've seen how when Nigerians leave, come on now, Sheila, relax with this, you're Nigeria. When Nigerians leave Nigeria, they go out there and they prosper, right? Whether it's legit or wash legit, right? They do their thing, right? Everywhere in the world they go, they conquer. The only place they have not been able to,
focus, man.
Yeah, you know what? Release me.
Just
the only
like
place they've not been able to conquer is at home in Nigeria. Yo, things are crazy there. Guys are complaining about cost of living. Fuel is fuel. Like fuel where they can go and chota behind there and just put in their vehicles. It's expensive, yo.
So the poor Nigerians are the ones who live in Nigeria. Because as in this, it's in contrary to Kenyans who live abroad.
Bro.
Man, Kenyans who live abroad are the ones who would go, to do fanya jobos of CG being watchmen. You'd go and you wash somebody's diabs,
It's not all Kenyans.
Okay.
It's not all Kenyans.
Then the ones who are abroad and are in school, are kosawa. I mean, you've got rich folks. That's why they're paying for university
Kenyans
there.
are doing...
That's why you're paying for university there.
Amazing things, Maju, bruv.
Come on.
I'm telling you.
Every foreigner who'd speak about Africans in their country, when they get to speak about Nigerians or they get to speak about West Africans, I mean, Nigerians are the ones who come with, you even mentioned that, like, the Nigerians abroad are doing big things.
Yeah.
Afrobeats is out there. Party no day stop.
Even here in Kenya. Even here in Kenya, they're doing big things. Which club? Let me tell you. Do you think if there were no Nigerians in Kenya, you'd even know how to wash your hands with champagne? Eh? Do you think Hennessy would be able to sell in Kenya?
Yeah.
What would they be doing? Because no Kenyan is drinking Hennessy. So, that's a Nigerian drink.
Yeah. So
right? Do you think
it's agreeing to what I've said?
Do you think there would be any big bam shores in the club? Because there's no big bam babe who's coming to the club to a Kenyan guy who's going to tell her, "Sinimekunulia chupa."
You've seen that
photo. Kwa nyumba.
You've seen that photo of babes in a club who are just seated,
waiting for the Nigerians. Yeah.
When all Nigerians get deported, that's what happens.
This is around the world. I even saw this challenge where, this one for busting balloons. This babe walks into the room and all the guys bust the balloons. And anyway, she goes back and forth as to why she's rejecting them. And she sees this guy and she's asked, okay, the guy has already rejected her.
Yeah.
But she's like, you know what? I mean, you're my type. And then the host says, okay, why is he your type? You're Nigerian, right? That was the only qualification.
Yeah.
This is a global phenomenon. Nigeria has conquered the world, though. Like, that one, if you're about to argue with me, baby, argue with yourself on the side. So, let's continue.
So you agree with what I'm saying? Nigerians who are abroad are the ones who have made it. The broke ones are in the country.
Yep.
Like
and
Kabisa.
So they decided to go on Maandamano.
The broke ones.
The ones in the country. They decided to go and protest. And let me just say, the cops were not playing. That tear gas that was left here that us guys had not finished, it was taken to... Do you know, after I've seen... This past 1 month, I've learned that all cops in Africa went to the same goddamn idiotic school.
Yeah.
Yes. All cops in Africa, they went to the same idiotic school of tear gas. Right? These guys were peacefully protesting until I was like, am I having deja vu? They were just like... And you know, Nigerians protesting were not even singing Afrobeat songs. Now they were singing their deep ones.
For
that
real?
one from do. That one.
Hawakuwapo hivyo nini?
You
Life
guy
over
there.
City boy.
Nope. City boy yako UK. Ngoja UK protest. Davido alikuwa America. Ngoja America protest, right? So and I expected to see celebs on the streets, didn't, right? Walikula tear gas, and that's the end of the story. So what am I saying? I'm saying that Africa has been in protest. For you, your country, what is it doing?
Yeah, man. Bangladesh was nini? The protest there.
Yeah,
that's not Africa.
And that's how I knew Bangladesh is an African country. Oh.
Yeah, that's not Africa.
Bro, as in those cops were behaving like an African country.
Man, like Bangladesh was scary.
Bro.
Yeah, because in just a day, so many people got to lose their lives.
Imagine.
There were so many young people on the streets.
Cray.
Man, like, okay, when you look at that, not saying that the Kenyan police are better or they're behaved, but it was worse over there than it is right now.
1,000.
Yeah, man.
1,000.
Okay.
Anywho, we went to read some of the comments that you guys left because some of the topics that us guys have been unpacking. Kwanza, that one for alcohol. See, guys, in the comment section, just let us know how they were impacted by the stories. I'm going to start with the alcohol ones. Shout out to one, Charlene. Big up yourself. She says... today I'm 7 months alcohol free. It's the longest I've ever been sober, and I'm grateful to have stumbled on this. We really need such discussions. One day I will share my story. Alcohol is a monster. But they note, she said, this is the longest she's ever been sober. I'm like, kwani ulizaliwa ndani ya pombe? Year 1, year 2.
Man, or maybe she's speaking from the time she got legal or she started drinking.
Yeah. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that.
Before being born to your first drink, you don't count it. So when you started being affected by alcohol and being an alcoholic, I think 7 months is the strongest, is the longest that she's been, and that's actually really strong. Because can you imagine being in a world where your friends are going for parties, or you're invited for parties, or like you said, there's advertisements of alcohol all over, and you're there struggling with an addiction that you're trying to resist, and then life is stressful. You're going through a lot of things, and you're there thinking, man, should I just jump back into the escape? So yeah, Charlene, you're pretty strong.
Do you know now that you've said that? I was just thinking, like, imagine someone who has a habit, right? And then there's ads, right? There's ads. You're watching the news, you're just like, today I'm gonna play it safe, and then ads. Yeah, right there, Citizen after they've given us the headlines, you're just saying we'll be back right after this. Yeah, it's Friday. It can be difficult. That's the same thing with alcohol. There's alcohol ads on TV. Yeah. Right? On is there alcohol? Well, I don't watch TV, but like there's billboards with alcohol. And then there's one, I think, on the bottom of Valley Road. Yeah. And this shore has she cleared bottles of wine in this sexy ass silk pink dress. And she have you seen that? And she's clearing a bunch of bottles of wine. There's a brand new wine company in the market. You imagine you're seated in traffic, na hapo ndio karawa amekwamilia. Yani, whether you like it or not, you're going to see that ad. You get on social media, your favorite influencer or content creator. Akina Kerry. Kerry aliwacha. Wow. Kerry aliwacha. Unamwona ndio huyo sasa anakuambia today we're making cocktails. I'm the most cliche, thing that most influencers do for advertising alcohol. Picnic with my friends. Oh my God. And then make sure the video is slow motion. It's slow motion. And then now the last person shows up with the booty, we mix it. And then cheers, clink. Oh my God. It's bad. And then they'll write their drink responsibly. Yeah. Another comment from the comment sections on a previous episode. Liz is like, great convo, especially you guys experience with your personal friendship groups, and how important is it to cut people who aren't your friends, but with you for the vibes.
I love how passionately you are, Kwambox, about alcohol and advocating for healthy friendship relationships. Okay.
How important is that?
Yeah,
bro?
it's
so important, guys. Like, when you're a toy, when your parent is telling you, don't keep bad company. Okay, I don't know why. What is with this accent? Right? Your parent is telling you don't keep bad company, right? At that time, you're just like, oh, your parents name T-Aj, right? But then you realize that there are people. In fact, today I had someone say that there are people who only call you for drinks.
Yeah.
If you have those kind of friends, like the only thing they ever call you for is plan Friday, feel nothing as you cut them off. Yeah.
And then there's also guys like what you mentioned a couple of episodes back. There's also guys who would always, the first link up or the first date ever, it's drinks. So like, when are we going to show up for drinks? After slide in kwa DM, hi, I'm a reply, hi, my name is Kerry. So we show up for drinks. So those people, man, also need to change.
You respond to hi?
No, I send the hi.
And then she responds.
Hi zangu zinarespondiwa.
Jesus Christ. Oh yeah. Ladies, do better. I thought we agreed V. There's no responding to hi, right? Aye?
Now right. It depends who's hi. Idris Elba says hi to you.
Why are you doing this?
It depends who's telling you hi.
Yeah,
me, I'm somebody
says
Idris.
hi. I'm just, wow. I keep forgetting you're someone's Idris. I forget. Anywho, Empress Helena says drinking alcohol requires a high level of self-discipline. Otherwise, you go off the rails. I'm glad I kicked the habit to the curb. The first thing I did was cancel all those friends that we'd only hook up to drink and make merry. From there, I managed to keep myself in check. Kept myself busy with work and other hobbies. I still drink occasionally, albeit responsibly. Great topic, guys. Keep up the good work. Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Empress Helena. I'm going to finish off with Mims, who says, get hobbies. You will enjoy life away from drinking. Self-discipline, very muhimu. Type of friends you have also matters. So I think we keep going back to friends. Yeah. But also, I think the thing she's mentioned, she said, find hobbies. Actually, I assume Mims is a babe, but Mims, right? Well, Kwani, you're not a Kenyan. You don't know how hobbies are like, we're going hiking. Who's carrying them zingers? Even an activity like football, drinks will be there. So hobbies by themselves don't necessarily push away from alcohol because somebody would still carry booze to where you are.
I know I'm digressing, but do people really have like real hobbies? Ama hobbies ni za kuandika kwa CV. Unajua, like if you ask somebody what's your hobby?
What is my hobbies?
And it's quite hard. Someone would say watching movies.
What's your hobbies? Aside from PS, watching football. No, just allow me. Watching PS, watching football, and said it to Juane.
And what?
Tusalimiane. Tuangaliane. Hizo namba za simu inatubadilishane. Ni vile tumejuana leo tu. So, what are your hobbies, Kerry?
I'd say art. I draw. But
when is it? No, actually, I'm not going to ask because you still are. No,
ask me that.
No, because
the last time I painted
today. Yes, we painted today.
But
aside from today.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that, I would have taken a while because the last time I painted March.
March which year?
March this year.
Umetudanganya. You know me, I'm a big
for painting kwa nyumba. Nilienda Nairobi art club.
Buying the paint and doing the painting. Two different things.
No, as in I painted it.
That day when you bought the equipment.
No, I went there, sat, nje ya mti, nilikuwa naka apple, naka drink. Oh my God.
Is this thing working? Do you remember the part where I said hobbies include alcohol, right?
Oh my God.
So I have a bunch of hobbies, right? So here's my thing. You asked the question, do we have hobbies? I'm a serial hobbyist. Serial, right? If today I wake up and I'm just like, it would be so much fun to skip, I'm going out to buy a skipping rope, right? And that becomes my new hobby until I get bored of it. And then I'm just like, you know what I want to do? DJ random.
But that's not...
Then I buy decks and I'm not, it's not a job. These are things.
Yeah, but it's not a hobby.
What is a hobby?
See, a hobby is something that you do...
For fun.
Yeah, for fun.
That's what I'm saying.
Any single time of your life throughout and you never get tired of it. You already said you'd get tired of this.
You're not
skipping
getting
the rope.
me.
That's not a hobby.
At that time. right? So like DJing, I don't DJ every week. Okay, wow.
When's the last time you did?
Actually, decks.
I've seen the decks in your house. When's the last time uliziwasha?
Because 4 episodes ago, we talked about DJing as a whole different thing. So I have to clarify that I'm talking about kudj. As in, come hey DJ, where can go? That one, right? So it was actually last week, but I'd forgotten the cable here. So I came for the cable.
Yeah. It's so wrong that I saw decks in your house.
Painting. Right, I have painting nini. So like when like if I've got someone coming over the house, we'll sit on the balcony, we'll do a bit of painting, and I have my own paint. I'm an abstract babe. I don't know how to do anything, so I paint for fun.
Jane patia paint kuja kwako.
Wewe sasa unakujanga nini? Waambie, look at the camera. Unakujanga nini?
Vibes.
Drinks. Hiyo ndio hobby yenye, that's the only hobby you have in my house. Anakuja anaingia anaweka kwa meza anaanza hivi.
Ulinifundisha penye ziko.
That's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, hobbies might not be a good distraction, but if you are purposeful about doing the hobby without alcohol, it can happen.
Yeah.
Then maybe find friends who are not with alcohol. All right. Another story we asked you guys on our socials, because we're catching up with, it's a brand new month. It's August. And we asked you, what's August smelling like? What are you looking forward to in August?
Oh, I'm looking forward to actually kesho. I want to see Ruga on stage. And niende nijienjoy.
Nenda kuruga.
Na niende ni ruge. Vile aliruga interview leo.
Must imagine the guy is for interview. Anyway, that's a story for another day.
Yeah. Looking forward to, making money. Now that at least maandamano imechill kidogo. So hopefully, like our entertainment space would open up.
Did you hear this guy? Am I the only one who heard you?
No, as in...
He said, maandamano ime-relax. Nika hajasikia juu ya 8. August 8th.
Yeah.
24. Apparently they're calling it the mother of maandamanos.
No, lakini honestly speaking, nowadays imekuwa tu ni Kasmuel na Boni wameenda kwa streets.
Wow.
Like I've wanted to go to the streets. Yeah, but the fact that kuna goons, there's one time...
Ni Kasmuel, Boni na goons.
Na goons, they walk on streets. And then every other person is there saying, guys, there's goons on the streets, don't go out.
Kama umewacha kuandamana.
Sijawacha kuandamana.
It's okay, usipatiwe pressure. Usipewe pressure.
No, don't go with that
kuandamana,
narrative.
Hauandamini.
Sijawacha kuandamana. But I'm speaking of how it is on the streets. As compared to how it was before, there is less people nowadays. Like you'll go into the streets, you find it's just a few guys. And by few doesn't mean ni kidogo. Bado watu ni wengi, but it's not as compared as zingine.
Bro, do you know the last maandamano I went to, right? And I went to 3. The last one I went to, the next one I was supposed to go to well, but I was not feeling too well. And that was the end of maandamano for me. When I saw the business people of Tao with Nini, what's they called?
Yeah.
Clubs.
Yeah.
I don't know if they know me. Nipate nimepigwa club 5 by a shopkeeper because ananiuliza unafanya nini hapa. And they are different from Popo. At least Popo anakushika na kuweka kwa the track. The business person anakutolea hasira zake for the 1 month hajafanya biashara. I saw that I was just like, let me keep my cranium here.
Yeah. It's scary, especially if you got to see people lose their lives, you got to see people shot. My experience at that Red Cross tent at Holy Family Basilica, yani it keeps on replaying in my mind up until I'm like, wacha niandamane social media na nitatoka hapo nje nini kwa estate yetu cause si state house iko karibu.
Walisema ukipa everywhere hata your bathroom.
Yeah.
Nyambura says, by the way, Kerry aseme inspirations za Pussycat balls kwa kichwa. Kabla crash ishe. By the way, what's your inspiration? Tell guys.
It's all my baba. My baba was moving. I'm actually scouting for a new
He's
one.
talking about kinyozi.
Yeah.
Simu baba.
Yeah. He was moving and he actually gave me an idea. Alinitumia picha kutoka Pinterest.
Oh.
He's like, let's try this one. I was like, you know what?
And now that he has moved.
And I was in studio, nikakwambia, I'm going to put Pussycat. And you're like, yeah, go on and try it. Next day, nimekuja with my Pussycat. They're not balls.
Yeah, they're balls.
They're ears. And I'd rather we call them Mickey Mouse.
So you want us to call you Mickey Mouse? Yeah, think about that. Nyambura says she's looking forward to more episodes. Shashi says a new job. She's looking forward to a new job.
Oh, wow.
As a Kenyan, ulisikia wapi? Ulisikia wapi? Right? Do you understand where guys? Okay, no.
It's possible.
Of course I do. I do know that you'll get a job,
The
girl.
president said if you get a job abroad, atakulipia plane ticket, utapata passport in a week. Yeah, so you keep on believing. KQ flight, utalipiwa na president.
Imagine, as long as you're going to work out there. Did you see the teachers being shipped off?
Yeah.
Jana?
They're being flagged off kama safari rally.
Let me tell you, there's a TOEI right now somewhere in Lodwar. Nothing is loading. Akona mwalimu moja. Actually, akona mwalimu half, right? Being taught 12 subjects. I saw there's an area, I can't remember which area, and there's one teacher, one female teacher, teaching in 10 schools.
Wow.
Hebu fanya hiyo hesabu. You're doing math now. You have double maths. Ni Mrs. Mohammed. Mrs. Mohammed ako wapi? Ako ile shule ingine nini? Imagine. One teacher. And their teachers here being flagged off at go to CG. Enyewe Kenya is a comedy.
Akona side hustle kumi. Tisa.
It's not a side hustle. It's because there's no teachers. Yeah, but also, yeah.
9 side hustles.
Do you think the government is paying up for all the 10 schools?
They better.
I doubt it.
They better.
Oh.
They better. Isikwe hivyo.
Okay.
Gathe is like Gathex. It's like, I've already broken my finger. Shout out to my girl, Karma. Kwani ulichekelea mtu kidole imevunjika?
Alikuwa anafanya nini na hiyo girl wake Kama?
Akavunjika kidole.
Arnold.
But ana to type. Ana text kama amevunjika kidole.
Bro, you don't know you can type with Siri?
Oh, yeah.
Kidole kama imevunjika.
Najua hiyo Siri.
Hiyo ni Gavex, you gotta tell us which finger that is. Arnold anasema good vibes and more, big up yourself. And Juku as well saying good vibes, unanswered prayer, success. Yay, Pepperman. That's good, homie. Showed it, homie.
Ni baridi.
He baridi,
Ni baridi. It's a hobby. It's not shorty.
Able to tell them what Pepperman wants.
Pepperman is looking forward to breaking my virginity. Not mine. Yake.
It's the way you read it, bro.
Yeah.
That's the way you read it.
Amesema breaking his virginity.
How do you know Pepperman is a man?
It's a man.
No, but even woman has man.
Ingekuwa Pepper Babe.
Do you understand? Woman. These are the challenges Olympics is having.
Oh no, ini off of Atlanta. Paper boy. So he's Paper Man.
Who told you? This is Pepper. Unasema? Thanks.
Okay.
Yo, have you seen what's happening in the Olympics? A lot. We'll talk about that. Double JG anasema back to Boxpod episodes with Kerry's wedding.
Kwani mnataka
niwe? Where's Kerry? What did I miss? Oh, Lewis, run the tape. Kuna picha hapo Kerry alituwekea kwa socials. Siwezi lala, guys. I'm Rada. Thank you so much for reminding me. Kerry, who's this babe?
She's an actress.
No, we know she's an actress, but were you guys acting? Mlikuwa mnatengeneza show gani?
No, hiyo ni picha kwa event. Kwani hatuwezi hang out?
Oh. No, it's the caption hapo venye unasema
extra pressure.
Extra pressure. Huh? So that's not your show,
No, that's
because we've never seen you posting a babe.
Yeah. I mean, I post you see your babe.
No.
I post Joyce babes as well. But now, main thing, before mwanze kunikujia, I put that thing out for 2 hours. And in 2 hours, adi Nairobi Gossip washaingia. Guys are saying newest couple in town. At you look good together. Cute friends.
Yeah.
Lots of comments coming through. It was a dare.
Yeah.
I was there to put that for 2 hours. Caption was a dare as well. Ngoma ya Ben Soul Extra Pressure pia part of the dare. And ilitembea.
Fantastic. Did she dare you? And we've got our answer. My guy, Mawera. Yeah? Hey, guys. We want to know who Kerry's new catch. Najua ni udaku, but we can't wait for that part in the episode. Mawera. Fist bump that. I'm sure you're happy with me. K. Low anasema finding a mumama. 3% to be precise.
Oh, okay. If you're 20... Someone in their 30s could be a mumama.
I'm not your mumama. Joyce is the one. Joyce is the actual 3%. You know why? She's single, right? She's in Europe right now as we are speaking.
Globe trotting.
I cannot be your mumama. I am localized, right? So Joyce can be your mumama. Cheza kama wewe kilo hapo. Slide in the DM. But let me just give you a hint. Don't say hey. Like, ingia na line. Yeah.
Sasa line gani unapatia mumama?
Wewe si umeshindwa? Wewe si umeshindwa?
Kupeana line? Ay, wacha. Wagudhi is like end of semester exams tuanze sherehe officially bila academic pressure.
Wewe. God, I remember when you'd finish exams and you're just like, no, actually, yeah. No, but like, I didn't have any FOMO because even during exams, it was party mode. Like,
yeah.
I never took a break when I was in campus.
What is it with, like, is USIU like the party campus?
But there was just
campuses?
Opportunities. That's actually how I got into event management, right? So, like, you're chilling over here, like, you're checking in at 8 in the morning. Mm-hmm. This was my reality. 8 in the morning. Was that day I've even decided I'm checking on the bus, which I'm never paying for. Right? You had that one sleep that you use for all the semesters. They'd even start changing the colors, but it's beside the point. So you get to school, I've shook at the bus is done that would make a mistake. I've realized it's the bus's fault.
Yeah.
The driver would drop you at the gate. Right? School is there. Fifis is there. Yeah. And if you're really, really pushing it, 5 is down the road, right? And then there's all these hostels, all your pals live around here and they're all snoozing, right? Somebody mama's there at the balcony. See, we do breakfast. Okay, I have at 9 o'clock.
So breakfast is what is eggs and...
See, now you go to Fifi's. So that's gili, they can start karangaing things there. Kidogo.
Imefika lunchtime.
Kidogo. Bashment. Kidogo, you're playing PS at your friend's Nini. And then your classmates are showing up going like, yo, we have a Nini cat. Like, what is a cat? What is a cat?
It's crazy. Kwanza even now at USIU, like there's newer dope looking clubs. Clubs that you'd see, they're so decked out. It looks like it's something that should be on Adlife Plaza in Kilimani. Kumbe iko hapo hivyo. Adi they bring artists.
So you know what it is, right?
Perform.
Just revisiting back to that part where we're saying, you see Nigerians. So unajua hiyo ndio area yao ya kucheza cheza. That is their what's that neighborhood called? Mirema. It's not even USIU. Mirema drops mic.
All right. Leah is like hopefully money and blessings. That also goes with Umeamua, who's like starting a mental health wellness group for my friends and anyone interested, a support system. Hiyo ni chama fiti kabisa.
Amwesh, that is such a solid. Who else is telling us they're going to start a mental health club? Chris Baby.
Yeah.
But she said that you don't alert her. She'll let you know. Shout out to S Coco. Everybody's talking about money and school. But there's someone here who said, I think that should be none of my business as long as they're happy. Okay, this I guess is something else they're talking about. All right.
Question we ask people is how to politely tell your homie that they're not attractive.
Ooh. Now, seriously, how do you tell your homie that they're part? Have you ever seen like a homie come to you and they're introducing you to their shure and you're just like, what's happening?
Yeah, you tell them they don't look like they're your type. Yeah, for real.
Would you tell somebody this person doesn't look like...
this person doesn't look like they're your type.
You would legit open your mouth. Like, I bring somebody here right now and then I tell you, this is my new boyfriend.
Yeah.
Then you'd be like, akai type yako.
Kitu fupi round. As in, iyo hata mimi najua. Nitakuuliza. Nitakwambia, I don't look like they're your type.
That is so disrespectful, bro.
You like someone who's short?
I don't know.
Nah?
I don't know.
I
told you I've dated a short guy. Shorter than me guy. Well, he's short. He was like 5'7".
You know, guy, that's short.
That's short. I know guys who are 5'7" right now just like, these babies are giant. Yes.
Navai heels.
Yeah, na nilikuwa navai heels. Alikuwa napenda hivyo. Ndio anakuanga eye contact na haga. So you come with that guy and then over here. Na nikitoa heels zako eye contact na bust. So alikuwa tu yani short guys wanajua kenye they are doing.
Hiyo nitakwambia hiyo tu ni uongo, man.
And you've not seen that nini, check this. This shore is 7'2". Look at this guy. Nona ako eye contact ya kuchi yake. So short guys are the ones who are smart. These tall guys who like to be like dominating like this. Haujaiona matiti maisha yako yote. Unazioneanga tu juu. right? Short guy anaona bottom up economy thanks. Right? So there are benefits for a short guy, but like don't come at me rudely like that.
That's the best.
Don't come at me rudely like that. Listen, here are slicker ways. Listen to this. In fact, this for me is probably the way I tell you. If I come at you, Kerry, and I tell you, I mean, as long as you're happy, just know I have concerns about you and this person.
That is rude.
That's smoother than kitu fupi round. What is that?
No, sitasema hivyo. Mimi nitakwambia this person doesn't look like they're your type. What do you like about them?
You think that's not rude? Right? What if I'm at that point I'm in love with them and I'm just like, this guy, what the fuck? But if I come to you and I say, yo, as long as you're happy, just know I do not approve of this shit. Right? And that's what Gadhuita anasema, so long as you're happy, Chomi. Mweropi anasema, as long as you're happy. Kirui, big up yourself. Ati umeamua ni huyo. I can't even.
That's like Miss Riz Mangwai.
That's how mums. That's how mums.
They would say.
Yes.
Because Riz Mangwai anasema ati, so that's the man you've chosen to father your children.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's usually that you see that's much smoother.
Iyo Riz iko na Mangwai.
I think that should be none of my business as long as Akinyi, you don't need to respond, bro. Like if you don't have anything to join into the conversation, it's okay to be passive, right? He looks like he has a kind heart.
That's the best.
Or so long as he makes you happy. Wait, so every time someone says so long as they make Shege anasema ako sawa kivyake, like, you know, for our international viewers. He's good looking in his class. I mean, imagine someone has described you like that somewhere.
Kuna ingine, it's not here. When someone says, at least akona do. Iyo jua, like, hakuna kitu ingine naleta kwa table. All right. Mudhoni says, beauty lies within the eyes of the beholder.
Yeah, that's the one for, you know, as long as you're happy. Hey, Abuao Marvin. That's a solid one. And this one sounds like something you've said before. Ati, it's what's on the inside that matters, right? Shout out to one.
Mudhoni says, anafanana na baba yake.
Damn. What does that mean? Like the father?
Yeah.
See, but that's not a bad thing.
So that means baba yake amebeat.
Hey. Well, then there's the ruder ones. Boss B coming through and saying, umeamua ni personality. Alafu, ati chali yako amebomoka uso. This one didn't meet Heidi Klum at her hair. Angekuwa na seal. Ati amebomoka uso.
Imagine you bring someone and then I'm like, we, umechanganyishwa uso?
What?
Yeah, Aki, that's what in Jaluo.
Damn. Shout out to one ati Nyaitaha who's like hajatosha mboga kisura.
Oh God.
I know you wouldn't say something like this to someone in their face, especially if it's your pal and they're in love. They've come to you, they're like, oh my God, imagine angalia my new boyfriend. Maura to respond, can he fight? Can he fight?
Man, I tell you, Kwambox, squeeze unakulanga anything. Squeeze unakulanga anything.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Seriously?
That's so rude.
Hey, 1D Rere. You wait for them to break up, then ask, drop it. What? Mawira hapa anasema kuna venye anakaa Ruto. That babe said all he looks like him. The babe said he looks like himself. Anakaa aina yake. Hey, wow. So I mean, so clearly you would say something if your person's person, if your friend's person, or your sister, or your sibling, or your friend, their person is just not what you usually expect them to be with, right? Kuna hiyo standard yenye umemweka, unakwanga chali wako last alikwanga cute. What is this, right?
I've got a polite way for you to do it in August. Just go on and tell your friend, usikubali baridi kuchanganye.
Wow, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Apo hivyo, like they have to really think deep, yani, because Apo, that's when you get post-nut clarity. You know, unajua baridi ilikuwa imekuchanganya.
Yeah. And also, yeah, I like that one. The one for, you know, don't settle because it's cold. Yeah. And especially August girls, you know, you're going to make some mistakes. Don't do it. Don't do it. Maybe he could be a good blanket, but can you take him to blankets?
Unajua hii baridi inafanya mtu nini, fine babe, atoke kwake. Amebeba pani ya chapo. Na rolling pin.
I saw a babe with a TikTok packing a pan.
Bruv, and you have missed chapo just because you want cuddles. You're there carrying a whole pan to go and cook chapo.
Has a babe ever shown up at your digs with food?
Yeah. Yeah.
He sure is. Hey, the
Kwanza, as in you get the call kwanza, what do you want? Alafu unachagua kutoka kwa menu, inakuja take out.
As in she's basically gone out to look for food.
No, probably like she's out and about doing something and then be like, so can I come through with some food?
Okay, that one, she's the dessert. Yeah. But I'm asking, has a babe ever come to your crib and she's cooked? Like she's been toiling in the kitchen, she's rolled chapos, like Ama, she's come like ready to cook for you in your house?
No, she'd probably find me doing it and then we do it together or kuja tumechila.
So a babe has never decided that she's coming to your crib to cook?
I'm coming to cook for you? Nah, I probably cook better than her.
So here's the thing. So you're the problem.
No.
You don't pick babes who are aspirational to these things, but you want to judge babes for not picking up after themselves.
Nah, I blame my mom.
The kind of babes you want are the ones who do takeout. Go pick takeout. They're just, but they don't do, like, you know very well that they, in their own homes, they're not cooking, but you want to judge them.
Nah, not really. Ni sawa. Unajua, my mom do amekelea pressure. Ata the person that I'm going to date, as in me, I'm such a good cook. There is no showing off. You can come show off that I've not seen being showed off at my house, and I cannot show off like in the kitchen. So unless like you are, 5-star chef, then maybe hapo hivyo unaweza kushow off, yani unipikie sijui nini umekaka, umeigarnish plate na kasi juu aje. But cooking, I don't mind if you come and you don't know how to cook. Come with takeout, man. Like I'd show you.
As long as you know how to make money. At least you can buy food.
When it dessert.
Usikuje hapa ati hauna hujui kupika, hauna pesa, hauna as in usually. What are you bringing to the table? I'm the table. So, you know what it is, right?
Yeah.
Lunges, startup akiamluya kid lazima umfundishe kujipikia. Kwa sababu akibaki single maisha yake yote, appetite haitaenda, lakini lazima ajue kukula. No, not in a bad way.
That's what my mom did.
Look, my dad is the guy who cooks in our house.
Yeah.
My dad my mom aligonga jackpot, right? She met a guy who's just saying, no, get out. let me do. And she's like, oh, okay, if you insist. And she watched him that nini detail. So I always just ask myself, like, Dad, what kind of a lunge guy are you? Right?
Yeah.
Wrong. It's literally most lunges. So ladies, ukipata mchali anakuambia he cannot go to the kitchen, it's because he has a hidden talent, right? This man can cook for himself, right? But traditionally, he's been told he has to get a wife to cook for him. But he knows how to cook for himself.
You know, it's so bad to talk about Joyce and she's not here, but this is something we had addressed before.
Yeah, see, Joyce's guy I was talking about. The guy told her he'd never go to the kitchen.
Yeah. And he's Luya. Huyo ni Luya Bonoko.
Wacha mluya kwa nyumba peke yake. Right? Disappear for 1 week. Even in lunge homes. Like the mom would go on safari or something. See, the dad would do the cooking, right? When the mom comes all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, so I'm just saying, right? This is a life hack for lunges.
For sure.
Other tribes, if you don't know how to cook for yourself, they want you to die.
Yeah. Okay.
Folks know that lunges work on appetite. Us guys are going to end this episode here. We want to hear your comments down there in the comment section. Let us know what you're most looking forward to in August, right? And we'll be dropping another episode just next week. So get ready.
I want you to jog.